Hello guys, my name is Dhananjay Kumar Singh. Welcome to St. Thomas School. Today we are going to start the first lesson of computer science. So let's get started. Before starting this lesson, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dhananjay Kumar Singh. Qualification BCA, MCA and BSc. Teaching experience 12 years. Lesson number 1, Introduction to Microsoft Access. What we are going to study in this chapter. Number 1, what is database? Number 2, Introduction to Microsoft Access. Number 3, creating database. Number 4, creating and modifying tables. Number 5, totaling, sorting and filtering data. Introduction to this lesson. DBMS stands for Database Management System. DBMS is a software which stores the data in organized manner so that you can retrieve information easily whenever you need. Here there are two terms. Data. Data means raw facts. For example, your name, roll number, address, these are the data. Information means the process data. It is just like keeping files in a drawer of cupboard. Why we are keeping the files in the cupboard? Because it's easy to get from there. If we keep anywhere, then we will not get easily when we need. So that's why we arrange our the records or anything in a proper way so that we will get easily when we need. Example of this software is MS Access 2007. What is database? Database is organized collection of data. It arranges data in such a way that any specific piece of information can be easily accessed. For example, a school maintains data about students' details, their academic and co-curricular achievements, and the details of teachers and the administrative staff. Example of database is dictionary. Why we need this database? Database stores all the information in a very specific manner so that when we need the data, we will get it easily. Like in dictionary, all the words are arranged in a alphabetical order. So when we need to find out the meaning of any word, we directly jump to that particular word and we will get it. If the words are not arranged in a alphabetical order, so there will be a problem to find out. Types of database. There are different type of database: hierarchical, network, relational, object oriented. Hierarchical database. This is the oldest database model. This model arranges the data into a tree-like structures. The data are stored as records which are connected to one another through links. A record is a collection of fields with each field containing only one value. The type of record defines which field the record contains. The hierarchical database model mandates that each child record has only one parent, whereas each parent record can have one or more child records. Means this is going to store as a child parents relationship, or we can say one to many relationship. In order to retrieve data from a hierarchical database, the whole tree needs to be traversed starting from the root node. This model is recognized as the first database model created by IBM in 1960. IBM stands for International Business Machine. So if we summarize this database model, so we can say this is the traditional oldest method in which the data are arranged in one to many relationship or child parents relationship. Network database model. A network database is a type of database model wherein multiple member records or files can be linked to multiple owner files and vice versa. Means in this type of database, all the records are connected to each other. Means one child has more parent, and this is easy to access the data. If we go in the higher classes, so we have to know in details. But one more question coming to your mind, why we are studying this database model? Because this model is used to store the data when you develop the software. So using this concept, we can store the data. So that's why these are very necessary to understand. Relational database. Relational database is a digital database based on the relational model of data as proposed by E.F. Codd in 1970. This model is very popular and useful. Nowadays, this model is used. It stores data in rows and columns, means it's used a tabular format. And as we know, the table has rows and columns. Rows are known as records, whereas columns are known as fields. Each record defines information about the entity and gives complete details about it. What is entity? Suppose we are going to store the record about students. So here the student is entity. Each field defines information of certain type of records. Field means suppose you are going to store the records about the student. So field may be roll number, name, address, mobile number, gender, standard, sections. These are the fields, or we can say heading of columns. Object database. This database use object concept. Class. An object database is a database management system in which information is represented in the form of objects as used in object-oriented programming. Basically, this model is used in OOPS, object-oriented programming language. For example, Java, C++, .NET. So there will be concept of class, object, method, data members. What is class? So class is a blueprint which holds two things. The one, data members, another method. Data members may be the any data. For example, suppose you are going to make a class a student, so it has a data members like roll number, age, gender, address. And what is method? So methods are very useful to access this members, access this data. So we can say methods are the functions which carried out some special operations which is based on the data. We can understand through this table the meaning of rows and columns, fields and records. So let's see that here there are two records. The one You can see this is the record. This is I will show you through the highlighters. This is first record, and this is second record. You can see this is the second record. So record means complete information about entity. So here there are two records, and there are four fields: serial number, name, telephone number, email. So we can say the record means row. Row is known as record, and record gives complete information about entity. And fields are the heading of column. You can see this is the heading, and this is the heading of this. This is the heading of this column. This is the heading of this column. Database Management System, or DBMS. DBMS is a software which is used to create, modify, delete, add, update, and retrieve data in database. What is the meaning of create? Create means creating a table where we store our data. Modifying means make some changes. Delete means removing the unnecessary information from the table. Adding means add some new data. Updating means make some changes if we need. Suppose someone has spoken, sir, my address is changed or my mobile number is changed. So we need to update it. Retrieving means getting the data as per your requirement. For example, when you come to pay the fee in the office, so you just tell you the GR number or the roll number or you the class. So when you say the class number, class or GR number, then whoever is sitting in the office staff, they give that GR number and press on the search option, and through that you are getting the all the records about you, and then it's easy to find out whether you have a paid a fee or not. So that is called the retrieving the data from a database. That is very useful. That is known as also query. We have to study in the next videos, or in the higher classes we have to study in detail. Example of example of DBMS softwares are MySQL, MS Access, Oracle, etc. Function of DBMS: reduce data redundancy, control data inconsistency, facilitate sharing of data, enforce standards, ensure data security, maintaining integrity. Let's understand one by one. Reduce data redundancy. Data redundancy means duplication of data. Duplication of data means the same data occurs a many times. For example, keeping same records in two different folders. Suppose you created two folders. In the same fold, in the both the folders you have kept the same records. So what we are going to do, we are going to waste the memory of your computer, because we are keeping the same records at a multiple places. So that is called duplication of data. But a DBMS take care of this problem and prevents data duplication. So when we create a duplicates data, then the DBMS tells that data is already exist, so that we can't give it. We will see that how to stop the duplication of data in Access. Control data inconsistency. Suppose your address is stored in two files in a school. The first bus information, second fee information. I repeat, suppose your address is stored in two files in a school. The first bus information and second fees information. Suppose you inform to bus in charge to change the address. So the new address will be reflected in bus information file, but the change will not be made in fees information file, because you have not spoken to the a person who is collecting the fees. Hence, two different files have two different addresses for you. The real scenario is that you have already informed to change the address, but you informed to change to the one place, you didn't inform to the other place. So what will happen? There will be miscommunication. That should not be happen. So this will not happen in a properly maintained database. Ideally, there will be no redundancy and change in one file will be automatically updated everywhere else. But if you are using this database software, so just make changes at one place, then wherever data is connected, there will be automatically changes taken place. So that is the benefit of using the database management system software, that is called DBMS. So it controls the data inconsistency. Facilitate sharing of data means suppose you want to share the same data to the different places. For example, your class teacher has kept the record of you. Suddenly, the record is asked by your father. Please give me the records of my child about performance in the various exam. So through this software, it's easy to find out. From them, we will get it just by putting the query and we will show to the parents. So let's see in more details. Different users use the same database to extract data based on their individual needs. Enforce standards. Enforce standards means a DBMS makes it possible to apply certain standards in data representations. As you know, the Microsoft is brand. It's use a standard methods and that standards are used everywhere in the world. So there is no problem if you are using this access to store the data, then that will be also useful everywhere in the world. So when we copy the file from one place to another and if you are going to save, so there will be no any kind of the problem to save it. So it has the standards and this information could be organization is own standards or national international standards. And as per your the standard, you can also set like you can put a logo, you can give your own colors, background, designs. So that is also possible. Ensure data security. That is most important. In database, the database administrator has complete control of the database and can ensure the data is accessible only with permission. Means only authentic person can access your data. For example, when we create our email ID, so only those who are able to access your accounts having the ID and the password. But you might have observed when we give you ID and the password, if there is a mistakes in the ID and the password, you will see some information over there. So that is called a data security. So this DBMS provides protection on the file. Once the database which you have created, you can put the protections so that only authorized person can access. Admin can give different permissions like only view the data etc. Means if you are an admin and under you so many people are working, you think that the other people need to see only the data, they don't have a right to make some changes, so you can give that permission only. You think to give such rights so that user can make some changes, so you can. So admin can have a control over the data security. It can be managed by him or her as per your the requirement. Maintain integrity. A DBMS software supports database integrity. Suppose a database contains information about marks scored by a student in examination, and if the maximum marks are 100, you can't enter more than 100 marks. I hope you got it. Let me revise it. For example, suppose I want to accept the only marks out of 100, but by mistake someone is trying to give more than 100. Then the role of this software is big. The role of the software is very big. So this software will stop them. It will say the math, sorry, you can't give more than 100. Second example, suppose you are going to store record about your classmate and there is a field mobile number. In the mobile number you are trying to give more than 10 digit number. Then what will happen? There will be error because the mobile number should be of 10 digits and you are trying to give more than 10. Similarly, if you try to give less than 10, then what will happen? There should be message given by the software. Another example, suppose without giving a data to the field, you are going to click on the submit button. Then what will happen? There will be message. Insert the necessary data first and then click on the submit button. So these are known as maintain integrity. So that can be managed by this software. Introduction to MS Access. MS Access is a package of Microsoft Office. When we install the Microsoft Office, this software will be there, or we can say this is the family member of Microsoft Access. In our syllabus, we have to study the 2007, but the latest version of Access is 2019 or Office 365. But according to our syllabus, we have to follow the 2007. But those who have 2019 or Office 365, they can also use, because 365 and Office 19 includes 2007 features also. So don't be confused. Those who have Office 365 or 19 are not able to use the this Access 2007. Okay, so these things we have to always keep in the mind. This Access is RDBMS. RDBMS means Relational Database Management System. So that's why I have written it's RDBMS application. The RDBMS use table to store information, means this Microsoft Access use table to store data. That's why the table is known as primary unit of storage of data. Each specific piece of information in a table is known as value. Records are arranged according to the common reference value known as primary key. That is more important. What is primary key? So primary key is one whose values uniquely identify every row in a table. As we have discussed, duplication of data, that is called the data redundancy. So through this primary key, we can avoid the duplication of data. Why and how? Let's see. Suppose GR number is given to you. So the one child has only one GR number. It cannot be more than one. It cannot be a same GR number to other child. If the same GR number is given, there will be more chance for duplication of records. So through this primary key, we can avoid this. When I will show you, when we try to give the same GR number or same primary number or same a number which has the PK, I mean the primary key applied by you, then there will be message, sorry, this is duplicate value, insert a new one. So through this PK, primary key, we avoid the duplication of data in a table. I just have a given example like GR number, roll number. This should not be duplicate. It should be the different way. It should be the unique. How to start Microsoft Access. Click on the Start button, write Access or MS Access. You will see in the list. Click on the Microsoft Office Access 2007. Wait a moment. You will see this Microsoft MS Access is going to be open. And here we are a learner, so we have to click on the blank database. So we will see how to create the blank database. Click on the close button. This is close button. You can close. This is maximize or restore. This is minimize. And this is office button. We will see. And this is called quick access toolbar. From here we will use it. This is not highlighted, but we will see how to use this. So this is the way how to open MS Access. So let me close. Elements of MS Access 2007. Elements means the various parts of MS Access Windows. So let's see that. Elements of Microsoft Access 2007. This is called the title bar. You can see in this title bar, you will see the name of the database, that is students, and it's also so which version we are using. So we are using the Access 2007, so you can see on the title bar. And this is the minimize button, this is restore, maximize, and this is close button. And this is known as quick access toolbar. Quick access toolbar has a buttons like save, this is undo, redo, and some other. If you want to add some buttons from here, you can add it also. And this is called office button or Microsoft Office button. Simply here we can see the new, open, save as, print, manage, email, publish, close. And you can see this is called navigation pane. Navigation pane displays the list of database elements like table, form, report, that will be here, which we have already created. You can see this is a form, this is a report, this is, so you can see some objects which we have created that will be displayed in the navigation pane. Just by clicking you can open it. This is known as a status bar. You can see this is a status bar. This button form view, that is called the status bar. If I click on this, you can see, so this status bar shows some information time to time. This is view button. You can see this is view button. You can see this is form view, this is datasheet view. You can see just by clicking you can see. And this is layout view. So just by clicking you can see how this is going to be open. By default it will be open in the datasheet view. Datasheet view allows us to enter the records to the table. And this is ribbon. This area is known as a ribbon. In here we will see some various options for formatting toolbar. Like from here you can change the font, you can change the font size, you can this is for making bold, this is for italic, underline, changing the color, filling the colors, creating a table, changing the background of that, refreshing, totaling, spelling check, sending, sorting, filtering. So these are the various options we have. So these are the buttons, or these are the various elements of this MS Access 2007. So when we start, so slowly we will understand what is the use of each element of this MS Access 2007. Database objects. The first object is table. The table is very useful, and that is called the fundamental units of storage. So without table, you can't do some other elements or other objects we can't create. So table stores the data in the form of rows and columns. So it is combination of rows and columns. The second is form. The form make easy to enter data in the tables, or we can say form provides interface through which we can enter the records to the table. We can search the record from the table, we can modify the record to the table, we can delete the record from the table. So form is very useful. We will understand how to create the form. Next, query. Query means asking the question to the database. This object allows us to ask the question to the database to get the answers. For example, suppose you have stored the records of all the students of all the classes. Suddenly, there is a query from the management. You give all the details of your the class who got more than 40% marks in maths. So that is the query. If the data are stored, you can just by putting the query in the table, you will get the answers. So query means asking the question in the database. We will see how to create the query. Next, that is report. Report is very useful for any organizations. You have already heard about the report. You see, you report about your exam, weekly test, unit test, final exam test. Report tells about progression, how you are progressing, how your improvements are there. So it retrieves the data and display in it in an easy to read format for printing. So report plays best role to take decision about anything. As we know, when you get good marks, when we pass in your exam, so we understand through the report card, yeah, you are deserving to get a new class. But those who are failing, so through the report card we are getting, we don't say you are going to join the next class. We say sorry, you are failed, again come for the exam. So that is possible by the reports. So these are the objects. We will see how to create and how to use one by one. How to create database. So let's see how to create the database. To create a database, we need to click on a start button. I means we need to open the Access. So I'm going to open the Access 2007. Open it, and here there is a blank database, and here some other databases are given. But as we know, we are learning, we are using first time, so we are learner, so we have to use the blank database. In the blank database, we have to do everything by ourselves as per our need. So there we have to decide what will be the name of database, what kind of the table we have to create, what will be field of table, everything we have to decide by ourselves. And these templates are the predefined, already decided. So we will see in the next uh, pages. Okay, so click on the blank database, and here you give the name of the database. By default, the name of the database will be database 1. If you're not giving any name, so it will be database 1. But I will say that you change the name of database. Suppose I want to give database example, or suppose you are going to store the data about a student, so give here a students or any other. So as per your the requirement, I will say about whom you are going to store the database, that name you give. Suppose you are going to store the database about school, so give here a school. Suppose you are going to store about the vehicles, so give vehicles. So as per your the need, you have to give the name of database so that it's easy to understand about whom you are going to store the data. So here I'm going to give a students, and I will click on the create. Before clicking on the create button, you have to find out the location where you want to save this. So click on this browse option and find out location. I am going to store in the drive E, or you can select the desktop also, students, and click on the OK, and then click on the create. One more thing I want to tell you, here you can see I have given the only the students, but by default .accdb is coming. What is this? This is called extension of this access file. So by this extension we will understand this is the access file. So every file has a two name. The one name is given by user and second name is given by the software. Why the second name is given? It's easy to understand which kind of the file is there. Okay. Then click on the create button. After clicking on the create button, you will be see your database students has been created, and you can see the name of the database is written over here on the title bar. Then we know that these are the various elements. This is office button, this is save, this is view, this is tabs, this is tab, home tab, create tab, external data, data, this tool, data set. These are the tabs. So by default home tab is activated when we create all the database, and this is the table. By default there will be one table, table 1, and here two fields are there, ID and add new field asking for you. So here we understood how to create database. In the next video we will see how to open. Creating table. Let's see how to create table in database. To create a table, open your database. Here I have already opened the database. So see how to create the table. To create a table, we have to click on the create, and we have to click on this table icon. You can see the table 2 has been created. By default table 1 has been created. So here I want to change this. So right click on this table and click on the design view. It will ask the name of the table. So here I want to change the name of the table. I want to give a student and click on the OK. So when we create a table in the design view, so it has a two field, two columns, the field name and the data type. Field name is the name of attributes of entity. Attributes means what? For example, suppose if I try to store information about you, so what will be attributes? Your name, your address, your GR number, your roll number, your standard, your section, your age, your gender, your date of birth, your mobile number. These are the attributes. So according to the attributes, we have to decide the data type. Data type tells the nature of data. Suppose you have the attribute name. So name takes only the alphabets, textual things. Suppose you have age, so age takes the numerical value. Suppose you have mobile number, so mobile number takes the numerical value. Suppose you have a fee, so fees take the currency value. So as per your the attributes, we have to decide what will be the data type. So first we will understand data type, then we'll come to know how to create this complete table. So here just we understood how to create table. Setting data types means in this slide we are going to understand some various data types. Data types are very important. That tells the nature of data. So let's see what is inside it. The first is auto number. Auto number field creates unique values. Unique means different. It's not the same. So auto number field creates a unique value automatically when the access create a new record. The auto number is field is primarily used for primary key in access. So as we know, this auto number creates a unique field. So obviously that will be the considered as a primary key. And for creating this field, we don't need to do some manually creation. It will create it automatically. We will see how to create this. The text field can contain values that are text, numeric, or combination of both. For example, you can use uh, for your name. You can also use for you the address, because in the address sometimes we need to give some numerical value also, but there we can't put some calculations. You can't add, subtract. If you are putting text as a numbers, it takes maximum of 255 characters. Characters means, for example, suppose your name is Ram, RAM. So Ram has 3 characters. Suppose your name is Sohan. So Sohan has, you can see how many characters: S1, O2, H3, A4, and 5 characters. So I hope you got a meaning of characters. Memo. Memo, a much large version of text field, allowing the storage of to 2 GB of data. A new feature of the Microsoft Access Memo field is that is now support rich text formatting. Memo is very useful. Suppose you want to give a description about any field. For example, you want to write a remarks 2, 3, 4 lines about any field. So you have to use this memo. So this is used to store long text like notes, descriptions. It can store up to 65,536 characters, or we can say up to 2 GB. Number. The number field can store numeric value up to 16 bytes of data. For example, currency like fees, and here we are allowed to do calculations, your marks also of any subject. Date and time is used to store date and time. For example, current date, date of birth, date of joining. Currency, the currency data type stores the values in monetary format. This can be used with financial data as 8 bytes number with precision to 4 decimal places. For example, suppose you want to create a field for fees, so there will be currency. Suppose you want to create a field for salary, so there will be currency. So currency means related to what money goes and what money comes. So it related to money. Yes, no. It's a Boolean data storage of true or false. It takes two values, either true or false. By default, it is true. OLE object. The OLE object field stores images, documents, graphs, etc. From Office and Windows-based programs, the maximum data size is 2 GB, although this will slow down a database. Hyperlink. The hyperlink field type is used to store web address. This has maximum size limit of 1 GB of data. Hyperlink. Suppose you want to store the email ID, and when we click on the email ID and net is connected, so we will directly jump to your the email ID. Or if you want to store the URL means uniform resource locator. For example, any website address like www.google.com. So for that we use the hyperlink. Attachment. Attachment is very useful. Suppose you want to attach the images, spreadsheet files, documents, chart, other type of the supported files to records in your the database. This is new feature that has been introduced with Microsoft Access. So these are the various data types. This is very useful, which helps to create data types when we create a table. So we will see how to use that. How to create a database using template. The first question comes to our mind, what is templates? So templates are pre-designed, pre-formatted database where already decided what will be field type, what will be size of the field, what will be color of the field. Everything is decided. Just we have to modify and we can use as per your requirement. Let us know how to create template database. So click on the start and type here Access 2007. Open it and click on the local templates, and then here we will see the various template database. So here I want to create a student. So click on this students and then click on this create button, or if you want to change the name of this database you can change, but I will suggest that you give the same database name which is given over there, because this is only for that storage. So click on the create and wait for a moment. You will be see the database of a student is created and already decided what will be field name. You can see here the ID is given, first name is given, last name is given, email address is given, business phone is given, company names are given, job titles are given. So everything is decided, just we have to modify and use it. How to open existing database? The database which you have already created, how to open? Let's see that how to open this. Click on the start button or click in the search button and write the name of the software, that is Access 2007. You will be seeing the list. Click here and in the right side you will be see the list of database which you have already created. If you are not able to see from here, then you can open it. Go to the office button and click on the open, or you can see in the recent documents. From there you can also open it. So we have various way. If you click on the open, then we have to find out where is your database. But in the 7 you will see the list of database which you have recently created, that will be here. So just by clicking on this you will be see it is going to be open. So that is the simple way to open the database. Thank you. How to create and modify the tables? Let's see how to create and modify the tables. We will understand this through the creating a table of employee. Let's see how to create and modify the table. Open the Access first and then open the database. Here I am opening my database, or you can open the database which you have created, and then go to the create and then click on the table. This is table 2, and here I want to give, or I want to change the field. So click on the design view. It will ask for the naming the table. So this is the employee table, so I will give here employee and click on the OK. Then now you can see the name of the table has been changed. Here I want to give employee ID. Just I want to change here employee ID, and you can see there is an icon of key, means this is primary key. This field will never ever duplicate. It will take only the unique field value. And you can see this data type is automatic auto number. Auto number means it will generate automatically a number from 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Then this next field is employee name. Employee name, And here my data type is text because the name is textuals. Then I want to give employee salary. So I will write here imp, or we can write full employee salary. So as per your need you can write. And the salary is currency, so I will take here currency. After employee salary, I will give here another field that is called phone number or employee mobile number. Employee mobile number. Better for you, just give a name because this is table for employee, so no need to give this. Or simply you can write here imp name means employee name, or you can give the name also. And here you can give the salary, simply salary because name already mentioned the employee. Then here you can give mobile number. You can also mention here the age, or and age is number, so we can take number. You can gender. Gender is, you can see, you can take text yes no. Then now you have decided this is enough for you, so then click on the save button. If the primary key is not there, then we have to click on this. Just by selecting this field, we have to click on this primary key. You can see the primary key is removed out. But if I click once, then primary key will be applied over here. Now we have to click on the save button and close this. After this, we have to know how to insert the record to this table. So just double click, and now you can see this is ready to accept the records. If you want to make it bigger one, so we can increase the width of this columns. Here I will employee name. Suppose employee name is Amit. You can see when I give a name of employee, so this employee ID is going to be generated automatically. So it takes the automatic value, start from the one. Salary I want to give here, suppose 45,000. Then mobile number you can give, age you can give, suppose age is 22, gender male. Then next, suppose I want to give for Radhika, and the salary is 25,000, and the mobile number is, give any mobile number here, age is suppose 26, and gender is obviously female. Another, suppose Mohan Roy, then salary is suppose 55,000, and mobile number you can give any number, and the age is 31, and that is male. After giving this, we have to click on the save button. Here you can see there is a button. This is for the first record. You can move to the first record. This is for moving to the last record. You can see directly moving last record. This is for seeing the next record. This is for the previous record, and this is going to show, suppose you are in the record number 1, so it will show which record is the first, is going to show the current record, and this is going to show the total record. So these are the navigations button, you can use it. Suppose you want to create a new, so we have to click on the new. Suppose it's jumping on the new, and here I want to give, suppose Silpi. Then give here salary. Suppose the salary is 15,000. The number is, this is number, and the age is 19, and that is female. Right? And this is for searching. This is search button. Suppose you want to search someone by the name. So click on this field and click on this search button. Oh, so this is for the blank. Search is different. Search is here. If you want to search, like suppose I want to search Silpi. You can see that it is directly jumping in the cell. So you can search it also. So we'll see in detail how to search and how to search. Just here we understood how to create a table and how to modify. If you want to modify, for example, I want to delete it or anyone, just click here and just click on the delete record. It will ask you are about to delete one record. If you want, then click on the yes. If you don't want, you can no. You can see that record has been deleted. If you press Ctrl Z, so let's see it is no, it's not going to go back. So we can delete it. If you want to make it changes, you want to add some field name. So how to add? Close this and right click here and click on the design view. Then you can add. Suppose I want to add a standard. Sorry, I want to add CT. And here I want to add drop down list. So how to add the drop down list? Click here and select here lookup wizard, and here you give I will type in the values, and here you mention the list of city. Give here Surat, Delhi, Patna, Kolkata, Bangalore, or so you can give any city name. Then after giving this all this field, here we have to change. There is a spelling mistake, so right here BAN Bangalore or Bangalore. Next, and then click on finish. This will be visible when we open it for entering. So let me show you. Click on this close button. It is asking for saving. Yes, I want to save, and click on this. You can see I have added the city, and here there is a drop down list. From there we can select anyone. So you can add, modify any other field. Here I want to give a Surat. I want to give the Delhi. Just press the first letter. Here I am to Bangalore. Just press the first letter. It's easy to enter the records. How to add data to a table. After creating the table, we are going to understand how to add record to the table. Already I have displayed in the previous slide how to add record to the table. Once again we are going to know how to add. So let's get see. Access, I means open the Access 2007. You can directly open in the database just by putting the Access in the search option. You can see the list of the database is here. So I will open this, or if it is not coming, so you can open your Access, then you can open your database. Double click on the table where you want to insert the record and press the tab to jump from one field to another. This is tab, or you can directly click to that particular field. I want to insert one more record, that is suppose Sanjana. There is a Sanjana employee and her salary is 85,000 and mobile number is, I want to give this mobile number. The age is 26 years, female, and the address is Delhi. And so that is the way to add record to the table. As we know, if you want to delete, you can also delete. How? Just by selecting on this, and you can delete, clicking on the delete record. It will ask for deleting. Yes, I want to delete. If you want to make some changes to the any field, just by clicking on, you can make some changes. Suppose I want to change the age of Mohan Roy. So here this I will click here and I will give here suppose 36 I want. Okay, so you can, if you want to change the CT you can change. So that is called the adding and modifying to the tables. And then you can click on the save button. And now how to modify the table design. Let's see how to modify. Open your database. Here I have already opened and I want to modify the design. So just right click on the table, click on the design. Make sure that your table has been closed. Click on design view option. Then suppose here I want to add some field like date of birth, DOB, and here I want to select the date, and I want to change the format of date. So click on this format, come to the properties and click on this drop down and change the format. Look at this. This is sort date I want to take. So yeah, I can take sort date. And suppose you want to here, instead of this employee name, you want to give only name. So you can name, you can make some changes. It's asking for changes. Yes, I want to change. Then suppose you want to give some appropriate message or caption. So you can give the caption also just by putting here caption. So that is called modifying. You want to change the primary key also, you can change the primary key just by selecting and clicking on this primary key option. You can see it's removed. If you want to add, you can click on the add. So this is called. And if you want to delete anyone, so you can delete from here also. Delete row, you can insert the row from here. You can change the property sheet also. You can see sub properties are here. Just by clicking, you can see in the list it's coming here. You can change the, suppose you want to change, okay, you can sort also. You can, some options are given here, so as per your need you can change it. So this is the modification of it. If you want to rename it, you can rename it also, and if you want to delete, you can delete from here also. So as per your need you can delete. Suppose I want to delete the table one, so right click and click on the delete. You can see it is asking yes, delete it. So you can delete the table also. So here we understood how to modify the design of the table. So means renaming, deleting, changing the data type, changing the format. Suppose I want to take the name of employee of only 10 characters or 5 characters. So here I will come to the field size. Make sure that you have selected the name, and here I will give 5, or let me give 10. It will not take more than 10 characters. Let's see that it's going to be follow or not. Click on the save. It's asking some data may be lost, means already I have entered, that's why. If you are giving before inserting, so that will not come. Click on the yes. Let me close and let me check it whether it's working or not. Right, let me open this. Suppose here I want to give Saket Kumar Singh. You can see it's not going to take more than that. You can see how many characters are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, a space is also counted as a character. So it will not take more than 10 characters. You can see by default this Dhruvi Singh, it's not taking the more than 10. So you can put the restriction also. That is good to get the appropriate field value. If you want to remove it, just by going to the design view and you can change it. Suppose you want to change the name restriction, you can remove it. By default 255 characters, so you can give here 255. So this is the way of, okay. And after making changes, we have to click on this save button, and Totaling in a table means we are going to understand how to perform calculation in table. So let's get started. How to perform some calculation in table. So let's get started. Open the Access first and open your database. My database I'm opening, and here I want to add all the salary. So how will I add? I will click on the total. This is the total icon. Click here. You will see the total is here. Then where you want to perform the total, click in that cell and click on the total again. But here you want to click on the here and then select the sum. Then you can see the total salary given to the all employees are added here. You can see here. So if you want to perform total, you can, right? So that is the totaling. Similarly, if you want to perform the average, suppose you want to perform the average, so you can perform the average, but here we have to change the, let me take some another row. It's not coming. So let me take here, I want perform average. So you can take average also. You can see average. If you want to perform count, how many salary, how many employee has a salary, you can see the 5. If you want find the maximum, who got the maximum, you can see 75,000 is maximum. If you want to know minimum, so you can see the minimum amount salary is 25,000. So these are the various predefined calculations. So you can do, you can find the maximum, you can find the minimum, you can calculate the total, you can find the average. So as per your requirement, you can do this. How to sort data in a table means how to rearrange the records in ascending or descending order on the basis of the table columns. For example, suppose you want to rearrange the salary of employee in descending order or ascending order, you can. Suppose you want to rearrange the list of the students in the ascending order, so you can. Let's see how to do this. Here there is a field salary. I want to apply the sorting. Here there are two types of sorting. This is called ascending and this is called descending. Ascending means smaller to bigger. Descending means bigger to smaller. So first we are going to see the ascending. So click here. You can see it's going to be arranged. Along with this salary, the all the field values are going to be rearranged. Not only this one. See, 25,000 salary belongs to Radhika. So it's the whole record of this salary associated will be sorted. So again, if I click descending, you can see it's going to be rearranged. So that is called the sorting. You can apply on the name also if you want to go in the alphabetical order. So you can see. Let me see. So it's going to take see the first letter of the name. Similarly, you can go for descending also. You can apply on the employee ID also. So wherever you want to apply, you can apply. Just click and click on the sorting. You can see it's going to be in the ascending order. So that is called sorting. Filtering data. This is very useful feature of MS Access. Filtering means suppose there is a record of employee and someone is demanding to give the details of employee whose salary is more than 45,000 or less than 45,000. Another example, suppose your class teacher has recorded all the marks of all the exams. Suddenly father is coming to the class and asking give details of the children those who got less than 30% marks in maths. So for that we have to use the filtering. Another example, suppose father is coming and asking give the details of all the girls. So there we have to apply the filter feature. Let's see how to apply this. Next, we are going to understand filtering the records. Filtering means sometimes we need to find out records which is meeting some condition. For example, you want to display the records whose salary is above 50,000. So how will we do this? We have to go for filtering. Let's see that how to do this. I will select this field and I will click on this filter and I will select here or click on the number filters and greater than how much 50,000. So I will take here 50,000. Yes, and then let me click on OK. So you can see those records whose salaries are more than 50 are going to be visible. So that is called filtering. Some other filtering options are given. If you want to remove this filtering, so just go for toggle filtering means it will come in the previous way as it was previous. Advanced filterings are also given. So if you want to clear all filters, you can click here. And another, suppose if you want to go for less than, so click on this filter and from here you can select if you want to display only the record of a person whose salary is 75,000. So you can select only 75,000. You can see the record of one employee, that is Dhruvi, is going to be visible. So that is called filtering. That is very useful for giving the report for any organization. We can understand, suppose there is a mark sheet and your class teacher is looking for finding those who are failed. So for the fail, some criteria is given. If the marks is less than 35, then that is considered as fail. So you can go for filtering. So that is called filtering. Searching for data. We will see how to search the data in a record. Searching for data means if you want to search some data in a table, you can search it. How to search? Let's see. Here I have a table. I want to search. So how will I apply the search option? Let me show you. Let me clear the first filtering this option. I want to clear this all filters and I want to search a name. So there is a button for find, and before clicking on the find, you click on the field where you want to apply. Suppose you want to apply on the employee ID. So click on this find option and here suppose I want to find the record of employee number 6. So give the 6. You can see the 6 is going to be highlighted. Suppose you want 7. So you can click on the 7, but there 7 is not there. You can see the message is coming. The search item was not found. Okay, so you can search it. Another example I want to show. Suppose you want to replace some name, right? So click on this name field and click on the find, and suppose I want to replace this Amit name by Rahul. So I will click on the replace and I will give here replace with Rahul, and then I will click on the find or replace. I will click on the replace. So you can see instead of Amit, Rahul is coming. Suppose Amit is coming 3 or 4 times. 3, 4 employee has the same name. Then we have to click on replace all. And so that is find and replace. That is very useful feature. So you can apply. Another example, suppose I want to find the name of employee whose age is 22. Let's see, here I'm giving the age of 2 implies 22. Let's see how this is going to be work. Click on this field age, click on the find and give here 22. You can see it's going to find out. Both are going to be searched. So that is called find or searching a record in a table. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks a lot. Here is a homework for you that is most important to evaluate your knowledge. So complete the following question 1, 2, 3, 5 and write down in your computer notebook. Here I am coming to clear how many books are required for computer subject. So you have to create two notebooks, the one for theory, there we have to mention the question which I will give you the end of the lesson, and in the practical notebook, that will be the second notebook, there we have to write the practical questions which you are doing. So here the second question is practical. Complete the lab work which is given in the textbook. Yeah, I have given the note. If you have a computer, I hope you have a computer, then you can do this practically and you can write down in a practical notebook. Yeah, one thing I want to tell you, if there is any query, so there is a WhatsApp group, you can put the query over there and you can clear the doubt. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks a lot.